Hello, fellas. I just need to do a very short, very brief recap, and he hasn't been the greatest card for me, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and well, that's how it played out this time. Just used to be a nice piece of play, and need to say that I really enjoyed this fight card, but it hasn't been the greatest one for me. I'm going to do the analysis pretty much briefly, and yeah, this analysis that analysis is pretty much nice. I had 8 out of 12 picks, but 1 out of 3 bets. Not having Wasn't having the greatest fight card in my life, but that's how it plays out, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and we are going to we are going to analyze it right off the bat. The first fight, I made a huge mistake as I was believing Amorim was gonna win, and Amorim didn't win. Sam Page outworked her, and very much nice piece of play by Sam Page. She was controlling the last 2 rounds. It seems Amorim was gassed, and then Steve Garcia versus Shadjilan Urdembiki. I had the fight not going the distance. It was a demolition magician by Steve Garcia who bounced back was rocked in the after he was rocked brutally. In the first, he was knocked down, but then he bounced back in the second. He can take a beating. Ignacio Bahamondes defeated Ray Ogden. I had Lahala to win, but at the end of the day, it it was a hard fight to see, hard fight to predict, hard fight to call in the first place, as Ogden didn't do a bad job, let's be honest. And then, of course, Chase Sherman versus Carl Williams got cancelled. Lupita Godinez defeated Cynthia Calvillo via split decision. Was a super close fight. I was thinking Lupita was gonna win, or I went over 2.5. I was completely right. Joe Pfeiffer versus Gerald Mershard. Gerald Mershard submission or Joe Pfeiffer KO TKO. I had the fight not going the distance here, and I was pretty much all in. I was pretty much confident in that one. Pereira versus Watterson, I had over 2.5 or fight goes the distance, and Pereira outworked her via split decision. Very much easy win for Juana Pereira, got to say, but Watterson Gomez is tough, technical, and she's hard to finish. So then my second miss happened in the match against between Kelvin Gastelum and Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis kind of shocked me. I was expecting that Chris Curtis was gonna win that fight, but it didn't come to fruition. We were seeing some different moments of the game, and Kelvin Gastelum outworked him and outstruck him, just like we've seen the reprise with Jack Hermanson. I don't know. I have a feeling that Chris Curtis is having some kind of a problem when he's fighting big names. I don't know why. I don't know what is the problem, but anyway, Chris Curtis deserves more, and I hope he's gonna recover. Then Christian Rodriguez versus Raul Rosas, unanimous decision. It was a great victory by Chris Curtis, and it was a great victory by Christian Rodriguez. And Raul Rosas proved that he is all hype. He is not the greatest guy in the world when it comes to that aspect of the game. And yeah, that was my third miss. I had no distance. My first bet missed. Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. I had over 2.5. Great demolition magician and performance by Kevin Holland, but was it an early call? It maybe was. You never know. It maybe was. Maybe Ponzi could have taken more damage. He protested the stoppage, and I have a feeling the referee should have let him eat 2 or 3 more strikes, but the referee protected him. You've seen that. Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. Rob Font knocked him out cold. I had this fight not going the distance, and was a great performance for me. Really much was a great performance. I've seen Rob Font. I was expecting Rob Font was gonna win decision. Never expected Rob Font was gonna piss him up that easily. And Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Got to say, so long, Jorge. Jorge Masvidal is a millionaire now, and I understand why he doesn't want to fight anymore. Why he doesn't want to take part in any more fights, which to some point reminds me of other aspects of the game. Well, Adesanya put Alex Pereira to sleep too. But let's discuss Gilbert Burns pretty much dominated Jorge Masvidal. Did a great job with performing, going all in, going all around, and it was a really nice piece of play by. It was a really, really nice piece of play by Jorge Masvidal too, because he showed that he can strike with Gilbert, but as long as the fight remained standing, he was doing a great job. But as soon as Gilbert dragged the fight to the ground, you know that it was not the way to go, that it was a big problem, and then uh, then we've seen how it played out, and that's the end of Jorge's career at the age of 38. The guy is retiring, and yeah, this is a time for retirement for Jorge Masvidal. I believe he's done. I believe he's done. He did a lot, and now he's a promoter. He doesn't have much more of the interest, so I can understand the decision not to continue further. He wasn't even frustrated due to loss, which is not normal for Jorge Masvidal in the first place, but that's the way it goes. It happens. Everything happens for a reason. And then the next one is going to be the combat. Gonna analyze Pereira versus Adesanya. Pereira was unable to rock him. Adesanya was on point pretty much, and we've seen big right hand that landed clean, and then another right hand landed straight to the campus. One of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen. Adesanya continued hammering all over Poatan, and Poatan was pretty much destroyed. I've never seen somebody destroying Poatan like this, and it was a massive, massive surprise for me. Never seen Poatan getting destroyed like this. I've got 19 subscribers on Saturday, and I am pretty much grateful to you. I'm pretty much grateful for supporting the wheelchair cowboy. It really means a lot to me, guys. It really means a lot to me, fellas. Like, I don't remember when was the last time that I got 19 subscribers, but look at this. 9 subscribers on Thursday, 8 subscribers on Friday, 19 subscribers on Saturday. And thanks a lot, really much thanks a lot, since I fall into a wheelchair, and since I am on crutches, I'm getting more and more support. I want to say that I'm very grateful to everybody. And Israel Adesanya really pissed his opponent up. Like, this was one of the greatest combos I've ever seen in the history of this competition. One of the most brutal knockouts. Poatan went down like a wrecking ball, and it really was a great piece of performance by Israel Adesanya. All right, when it comes to watching hours, maybe it wasn't the greatest event, but everything happens for a reason. I know there are many other prospects. It's very hard to fight, but the MMA guru paid my medical expenses. I'm so grateful to that guy. Whenever I was having a big problem, either MMA guru was helping or the MMA host, so I'm grateful to both of them. And they are really, really my real lads. And thank you so much, fellas. Really, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for doing everything, for supporting me, and for giving me an ability to continue, for giving me everything. You are so grateful, so amazing, and this was a great card. Catch you all next week. I'm gonna do 13K special later. Right now I can't. I'm tired right now. I need to get some sleep.